Oh my... Did you just see that? That antelope just hopped over the barrier. I literally just saw that. What do you mean the antelope can hop over the barrier? That's literally the height the game told me. Alright everyone, hello and welcome back to another episode on Planet Zoo with me, Spacefish, and welcome to Antelope Gate. We have had a bit of an escape happening in this very zoo, on our newest habitat, with our newest species, and I've got absolutely no clue in the world how that antelope got out. Absolutely none. The barrier heights are appropriate for the species, the barrier type is appropriate for the species. We do not have any damaged barriers, so I would not be able to tell you how in the world that just happened, but it did. And, you know, people are evidently not all too happy about that, you know? You can we get rid of this important alert thing? I think we can literally make this the thumbnail, right there. Just like a big cut out of his face. Oh yeah, we are doing very well in this very zoo. And apart from the obvious, we do have quite a few glaring issues at hand. One of the major ones being that we are quickly running out of funds and not really raking in a lot of money. As well as, you know, having to take care of actually getting this habitat perfectly fitted to the species and getting another species into the habitat to actually get our silver objectives out of the way. So, yeah. The task list is quite long, and I think we're going to start with that right away. Just quickly, before asking you guys to, if you're new, smash that subscribe button. Make sure to stay around. I am very well on the way to 1k subscribers at the moment with the channel, and every single one would help a ton. And of course, make sure to hit that like button if you do happen to enjoy the episode. That said, though, we have got these guys... I don't know, I mean, I'm not too worried about the antelope for the time being. Hopefully, it's not going to hurt anyone. We do have a vet urgently requested, though, so technically there should be a vet coming. Is that you, Vetsy? No. Yeah, she's just going to be chilling out there for a minute. Now, what we have to really take care of in the meanwhile, though, is finances. Now, I mean, the amount of money we have just kind of got raised quite a good bit, so I think the first thing that we'll actually really have to do is look into our finances here, look into any expenses and income that we have, and just see where maybe the issue lies. Maybe, you know, it could very well be the case, by the way. I think that's not the antelope cat. What are you doing? That was not what you were supposed to do. Why did she capture the antelope that was already in there? I think she's slightly confused, isn't she? Can somebody now come and pick up this one that's actually... Hello? Oh my... Did you just see that? That antelope just hopped over the barrier. I literally just saw that. What do you mean the antelope can hop over the barrier? That's literally the height the game told me. I am so confused right now. Call the vet for that one. Maybe we do have to raise the barriers and do the finances in just a second, because, you know, this kind of escape thing right here is really becoming an issue now. What do you mean, though? Wait, let's look at the wiki again, wherever it may have been. There. And let's look at the sable antelopes. Right? Sable antelope. We can see, looking at this, that they need a grade 2 barrier higher than 1.25 meters. That's literally the requirement. This barrier is like 1.3 meters. Here, look, 1.3. Is it 1.3 over there too? It is. And yet it jumps over. What do you mean? I am feeling absolutely trolled by this game right now. Should we just make it higher, or... I mean, if this stuff happens, can they just smash through... Animal welfare is oh, that's an issue. But like... Oopsies. I don't want to do that, but like... What's the plan here? What do we do? Like, if I cannot trust the wiki on these kinds of things, what can I trust? Is there maybe any notes that sometimes you need a higher barrier height or something? Not really. Nothing. There's absolutely nothing in there that would point to you needing a higher barrier. I mean, they literally just jumped over those 1.25 meters. We're going to make the barriers 1.5. And we're going to hope that that's going to be enough. We're probably going to need to integrate some windows there then or something. Oh. Wait. Can we revert that for a second? I would like to have the same barrier height everywhere. No! Oh my god. I have to say, sometimes the barrier system just absolutely trips me out in terms of like how the building works. Let's try that again though, right? So, we will select this and that. No. How do we select multiple? Maybe with shift? Maybe with control? How did I just select multiple? Ah, okay. That way we select the entire barrier. You can see 1.3, 1.4 meters all around. We will go raise that up to a minimum of 1.6 meters. Cool. Please tell me that's going to be enough now. You're going to also... Ooh, no. That's a way to waste money, I guess. Glass actually technically having a resistance grade of 3. So, you know, technically we could actually make a few barriers of these plain glass. So, I don't know. I'm going to look into that. I want to kind of see if plain glass looks better or inserting glass windows looks better. Kind of thinking I'm preferring the inserting method still. Because I like, you know, the overall somewhat... I don't want to call it rustic. But, you know, like, the way the wood looks, I don't know, I just feel it is kind of quite fitting overall. So, yeah, let's make a lot of this glass out here, especially, of course, around the screens. And, you know, allow people to actually see the antelopes with no high walls. And this right here doesn't make any sense, because that's an employee path. So it is very great that we've got a donation box on the screen, everything set up here. But that's an employee path. Maybe we can extend that path out a tad bit and hide these with like trees or something eventually. Let's try that. Path. Which one was this? There was always multiple natural paths. I think this. Yeah, that looks good. So we're going to extend that out. Going to leave that be though. Not going to put any more. I think this is where the actual visitor path has got to end, and then we got to somehow shield this off. So this here's got to go, and this here's going to turn into windows as well. Hello, thank you. This is going to be glass, and that is going to be glass, and then we need to actually eventually build like some trees or something so the visitors don't see what's going on beyond here. Maybe there's even a way to put like a gate or a wall or something, you know, just to definitely shield it off out of their vision. We'll see. I hope that solves the escape problematic for the time being, because, yeah, this is quite, you know, quite annoying. Literally half my sable antelope population is outside the actual, thingy right now, so, you know, that's a bit of an issue. Mrs. Vet, please. Thank you. Oh, look at that. She's actually blowing narcotic arrows at the animals. That's interesting. Would have thought she'd just use a gun or something. Well, not to kill them, of course, but to, you know, narcoticize them. Okay, I'm not sure what that person is now doing, but overall we're starting to get the antelopes back in, which is great. The last one's just chilling out there in the mountains, spooking visitors evermore. Hopefully we can get that one before it gets like into the masses of visitors and everybody's going to start leaving the park. Oh, that's a balloon. I thought that was like a ball being kicked up very high by the animals. Hi, balloon. Bye, balloon. So yeah, a vet is coming and running. And it doesn't seem that any more antelopes have broken out of their habitats. So I think / hope that we're now good. God. Oh, that was quite worrying right there. Now, back to finances. I mean, the question that I really want to answer here today for a start is maybe how our finances are going. Because, of course, we're very low on money. The question from my side more being is, are we low on money because we keep spending money on expanding the park and getting new species and stuff? And maybe, you know, also not quite getting enough souvenir shops and stuff to make even more money? Or is it really that our overall expenses are just higher than our income, which would be a big issue? So last year maybe would be the thing to keep in mind there. I mean, this year has been going for like 3 months, so you know we can't really make that quite the valid point there. Entrance ticket refunds, well, luckily we didn't have any. Not due to like a panic or escaped animals or anything, but yeah. Staff wages, well, I'm not even sure we get money for people entering the zoo now. I think we may have changed that in the last episode, but we'll have to look back at that. Staff wages last year, 15 grand. Whew. It's quite massive, isn't it? Well, thus far, 3 grand. Animal food last year, 9 grand. Okay, so overall, last year, we had ongoing expenses of 27k and an income of 20. Okay. So we were basically, what this is saying is we were exactly covering our ongoing expenses with our income, not making anything on top, and then we made purchases of like 33 grand. So obviously, quite obviously, that is a bit of an issue. No taxes paid. Interesting. I didn't know there was taxes in this sort of game anyways. Ticket sales right here. Zoo entrance tickets. Okay, so we've been actually getting money for that for quite a while. No ride tickets. Shop income, I would say, is about to stay the same. Donations. Everything seems to about be the same, to be honest, thus far, except for animal food and staff wages being kind of exponentially lower. I mean, this, if you 4x that's about 12k instead of 15. If you 4x that's going to be 6k instead of 9. So it's interesting that we've got lower costs in terms of that while we're getting more and more animals, to be fair. But yeah, so, I mean, I think that's sort of where the issue comes in, right? Because, I mean, well, the good news is that we're somewhat able to sustainably run the zoo financially without spending money on it. The second we start spending money on expanding it, which is, of course, somewhat an investment in the future, but the second we start spending money, we are kind of making a loss. Because we do not have any on-top money to cover it. So we will need to look at improving the finances there. The first thing maybe being... Recent thoughts, no thoughts yet. I think we just recently increased the prices for the tickets. We haven't missed any sales last year. So maybe we see how that develops for the time being. We don't have any thoughts yet in terms of the entry price for the zoo. So we'll have to see what people think about it, if we have any missed sales. If we don't, maybe we can push this up a bit further to make a bit more money. I think donations were very well set up for overall. This here is like, seriously? I've got education boards that I never ever set up to even show anything. So, you know, let's do that, I suppose. We could also get like some educational speakers going on the back there. I think we even do have educational speakers there. We do! Those, of course, also not having any sort of educational content. That is terrible. Range of 12 should be about fine, I hope. Maybe not quite, to be fair. We can lower the range of this one down, because obviously there's not going to be many visitors around that. We're going to increase the range of this one instead. So there's quite a big gap between this one and the next one, which is only out here. And then we go and make that about the American bison too. I mean, the range is already set, which is interesting. But yeah, that's about everything covered then. We could technically increase this range by one more level. Overlap a bit right here. Lower the range a tad bit like that, and then we're kind of in a very good spot, I would say. So yeah, interesting. But that's all working. Again, luckily. Important alert right. Seriously? Timberwolf? How? I mean, the good thing is that he's jumping back into the thing currently. Well, you've got to be joking, like the fact that they even made it across there. Then he just jumps across the thing. Like we're so well within the barrier height there too, probably, aren't we? What do we have here for barrier height? 1.26 meters. I'm pretty confident that we have 1.25 meters of a necessary height there. I guess the terrain undulations are just kind of adding to this issue. The good thing is he just made his own way back in, so, you know, I guess we can somewhat be happy about that. But I think that we are overall going to slightly increase the barrier heights here to like 1.38 meters overall. And... Hello? 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 There you go. Gonna increase that barrier height in general, because nobody's gonna look in here. We can have that as high as we want, technically. And we're gonna make that as high as we want it, because, yeah. What is this now? What is that now? Why is that not aligned? Thank you. Yeah, so hopefully that'll kind of do here. Technically there's a slid where they can actually get out, so we're gonna go and make sure that it's not a thing anymore. God, this is honestly quite stressful right now. What in the world? Why is this not lining up anymore though? Can you explain yourself, please, game? Very weird. Anyway, so that should hopefully stop that from happening, and overall, I mean, we've got glass up front here, so visitors can still very nicely see through that barrier right there. Wow, the amount of animal escapes is absolutely terrible. Kind of happy that that guy went back into his little habitat on his own, but Jesus Christ. Okay, so with all these things sorted at the very least, let's kind of look at income. Donation boxes, as I previously said, I think we've overall got enough of. Maybe actually, to be fair, not, because the majority of people are standing right here. So I'm thinking we may want... Oh, that's not in the habitat, that's in here. We may want another box like here-ish, where a lot of the people are actually chilling. Maybe even two. Just to make sure that, you know, we are not missing out on donations out there, because we do need a lot of them. We only have one, no, we've got two donation boxes up here, which I think is fine. There's actually, to be fair, not too many people looking at the wolves. Poor wolvies. But yeah, maybe we just got to give them a better view through like a viewing platform there eventually as well. And then we've got the bears, which, wow. Poor guys are very unvisited, aren't they? So little people up there. Hopefully there's going to be more people making their way over there. But I guess, you know, stuff like the souvenir shops and everything does help in terms of that. So I think what we have to get going is going to be also more souvenir shops. Maybe eventually like a monorail or something to ferry people around. Because, I mean, the distances between the habitats are admittedly quite big. Especially, you know, up here. Getting all the way up there is like a long walk. So if you had like a monorail to bring people up there, I think that would make things easier. And then potentially also, you know, some shops and stuff to get people to chill there. This is, by the way, absolutely beautiful. But yeah, so I think a bit of work to do on that. What I do want to start out with, though, is actually getting an array of shops set up out here with the sable antelopes. Especially given that we're getting another kind of animal out there. It feels like a very wise thing to do. We're going to probably just do another setup like this. Info shop. Holy wow, that is overloaded. Everything out there is quite overloaded, to be fair. Maybe we should just... Wait. Guest facilities. Maybe we should just add on another food store and another drink store out here, given the insane amount of people waiting in line there, because I think we're missing out on quite a few sales there. So let's do that. Gonna build one more right there. And we're going to build another food shop here. Boom. So hopefully that takes care of the influx of people a bit more. The question kind of being, do we have the amount of staff that we need for that too? Because we do, of course, need to hire the vendors. Ooh. It's a lot of vendors, to be honest. That's a lot of vendors. Didn't we only have stores there thus far? There's none up here. There's none out there. How do I have 10 vendors currently? I mean, I was looking to build something up here, but I didn't complete that to my knowledge. That's all staff stuff. That's all staff stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I've got no clue why I've got that many shopkeepers, to be honest. Doesn't feel like I need that many shopkeepers. Oh, you've got like 10. We've got 1, 2... this does need a shopkeeper, I guess, right? Yeah. So, like, we've got 6 shops, 10 shopkeepers. I mean, now, with the additional shops, maybe that's about sensible, but... Whew. Okay, what we do maybe want to get going is a work zone for this... shop stuff. 7 unassigned staff. Interesting. I mean, even our vets are unassigned. Okay. But yeah, so let's do new work zone. Kind of takes care of all these things. And that's going to be the work zone 4. Then basically work zone 4, work zone 4, work zone 4. We're going to just assign all these shopkeepers that we have thus far to the 4th work zone. Or at least most of them. Maybe we don't quite need all of them in that work zone, to be fair. I mean, we've got 6 shops. We've got 10 shopkeepers. Maybe... I mean, for the time being, we're going to assign them all to that work zone. Maybe we're going to unassign at least 1. Because, I mean, you do have to keep in mind that they have to relax and everything, so they can't be working 24/7. Well, I think 10 is probably still a bit of an overkill for that many shops. So, you know, something to keep in mind there. Those things are up and running, so that should hopefully mean a bit more of an influx of money for us. We could also look at maybe increasing the prices for some of these things. Guest happiness, 67%. Looks busy. Yeah, okay. Other than that, everyone's happy. Radio's enabled. Beautiful. Prices. Refreshing drinks. No comments about the price, really. Maybe we're going to up the prices of everything by like 30 cents. Increase our profit margin a bit. Get the synchronized price thing set up, most certainly. Out here, maybe like 50 cents more for the XL burger, 50 or 40 cents more for the chief burger. And is this now synchronized too? Yes, cool. And then maybe the loony balloons. Everyone's happy. Yes, I've got a balloon. Sync to all shops. We will make this like 50 cents more. Holy moly. That's a lot of balloons that we have to set the prices on. Very happy about that sync feature at this point. But yeah, we're going to increase the prices basically a bit on all these things. And maybe a whole $1 on the... What is an adoption pack? Unsure. I guess they can somehow adopt the animals and there's like a name on it. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, so we're going to increase the prices on these all a good bit. Sync the price to the other shops that we're going to build soon. And hopefully with the additional shops now and being able to serve more customers and the increased prices, we can somewhat increase our money inflow here a bit. Now the thing is, we're currently at 4K, so we don't really have... Oh, not much more to put in. Research complete for the bear, apparently. We're going to start with the antelopes maybe then. And assign her to the antelopes instead now. So we can, you know, get some things going for them. Bears level 2 is quite nice. I mean, that's opening up some more possibilities in terms of making the bears happy, which is good. But I think right now we honestly need to focus on making money, because you can see just how little we have. And those shops do cost quite a bit of money, as was just evident there. I'm not quite sure how much, but I guess like 2 grand or something. 2.5 grand per shop. So given that I want shops here, I want shops like somewhere here-ish, or even up there. That's going to be like another, even if I just do like 3 shops in each spot, so like souvenirs, food, and drinks. That is going to be an easy 7.5 grand per setup. So we do sort of need to also make a bit more money in general. Now, in terms of the tickets, do we have any news there? Any thoughts? No. I think we're honestly just going to raise the price for adults by $2 and the price for kids by 1, and hopefully we can still get everyone into the zoo, especially with the new animals, and make a bit more money off those ticket fees so that we can keep things rolling somewhat. There comes the snow though, and the money does seem to be rolling in a bit better with those new shops and with those changes to pricing. It is absolutely absurd how many people are waiting on those shops, to be honest. It feels like we also probably have to spend some money on just training the shopkeepers so we can make a bit more money there through them servicing people a bit quicker. But overall, I think we are doing quite well. Going the right direction, certainly. We will definitely need more money, though, to invest in those up-and-coming changes. As I said, 7.5 grand per setup, so at least 15k for that. I would like to get some transportation going for people, too, so that is going to be important. The number of visitors in our park is also dwindling, which is something to keep in mind right there. But yeah, we have to make sure to spread people more, make more money in general, and it's going to take a lot of money to even make more money. So it will take us a bit more work, I think, which we will take care of more in the next episodes. And then hopefully, once we've sort of stabilized our budget a bit better, we are going to look at the new species for the sable antelope habitat, get the silver thing out of the way, and then hopefully steam onto more profitability in the goals afterwards. But for today, I'm going to have to end this episode off right here, so I hope you all very much enjoyed it. Of course, if you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. That does always help out the channel a ton. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon in order to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. With all those things out of the way, though, as usual, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next episode very, very soon. Ciao.